What's going on, everybody? It's my day off today and I'm getting ready to cook some breakfast, but I just didn't want a simple breakfast, so I decided I'm going to make me a casserole. I'm going to make it out of kale. Yes, I said kale. Looks like collard greens. Squash that I grew in my garden, some onions, some cheese. I'm thinking about putting some meat in it as well, but I may just kind of leave the meat out of it and have the meat on the side. Okay, here are our basic ingredients. This is a bag of kale. Kale's loaded with vitamin K, vitamin A, fiber. We got cut up squash. We got some of this olive spread. And you've probably never heard of that. We get this from Burris's down in Foley, Alabama. It's delicious. Got a bunch of different spices in it. Of course, we got our onions. All right, this is going to be easiest done in a wok here. I got my wok heating up. I'm using some avocado oil. Add our kale. Just saute that for a little while. That was about half of that bag that I put in there, because it will kind of cook down on you. And we'll come back once it's cooked down a little bit. Alrighty, that was all of 2 minutes that it took for that to get down like that. See, that's not a lot. Then we're gonna let this cool down. We're gonna transfer it over to a bowl and let it cool down. Alrighty, while that's cooling down, we're gonna go ahead and start sauteing our onions. And we don't want to saute them fully, because they're gonna cook fully in the oven. We want them to at least have a little bit of a glistening to them, you know, where you can almost see through them. Okay, we're going to also add our squash to this, and we're going to add our olive spread to it. Okay, and just saute that all. Smells delicious. Alright, we'll come back when all of that is sauteed properly. Alrighty, that's about the consistency you want. The squash will kind of make its own liquid here, so we don't want to use all that liquid if you can help it. Then we're going to add this over to our kale. Okay, we're going to let that cool down for, about 5-10 minutes or so. Because you don't want to add your eggs to this when it's hot, because it'll start the eggs to cooking. In the meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and get our cheese ready. Alright, this is one of the cheeses we're going to use. This is Swiss Gruyere, and we're gonna kind of slice it up or dice it up, however you want to say it, shred it pretty much, and we're also going to add a little bit of cheddar cheese to it as well. Alright, I ended up with 2 cups of the Gruyere cheese, and then I added 1 cup of cheddar cheese, and you're going to mix those together, and then we're going to pour that into our kale vegetable mixture. Alright, we got us a casserole dish here. We're just going to spray it lightly. We're going to add our cooled green squash to it, and we're going to mix that up. Now, you saw the smoke come off of it, so it's not all the way cool, but we're going to let it cool down. And I said, look at the smoke coming off. That's the steam. You guys are probably out there saying, look at his old non-cooking ass. Old country ass. Alright, we're going to mix this all in together. Again, you can see the steam. It smells delicious. At this point, too, guys, you can probably add in your spices. I usually use onion powder, salt, garlic powder, pepper mixture. Okay, now we're going to add our cheese to it, and don't use all your cheese. You're going to mix that in real thoroughly, and that may almost be too much cheese here, but we haven't even added our eggs yet. Alrighty, we got all that mixed in. Now we're going to add our eggs. Okay, we got our eggs in there. We're just going to scramble them. Now these are jumbo eggs here. There's 8 of them. 8 jumbo eggs. We're just gonna scramble them. And again, that wasn't really scrambling them, that was just mixing them. Told you I'm country. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. All right, we're gonna mix that all in right there. Like I said, this is gonna be delicious. This is just something I came up with off the top of my head here. But like I said, it will be good. Just make sure everything is mixed in thoroughly, all the eggs. Make sure the eggs are covering everything. You could probably do more eggs than that. Probably do 10, I would imagine. But as long as it's mixed in, because the eggs are gonna fluff up. Alrighty, now we're just gonna take this over to the oven and put it in the oven until it sets, usually 20 to 30 minutes. The oven is set at 400 degrees. Look at that, that looks good. Now that actually took longer than 20 minutes. It took about 40 minutes on 400, so maybe we increased the temperature to 425 or so, but it came out good. Now we're gonna add the cheese here. And then all we're gonna do now is just melt the cheese in the oven for about 5 minutes or so. And here is your finished product. It smells delicious, and I'm sure it's gonna taste delicious. Again, if you don't like kale, it may not be the thing for you, but I guarantee you'll like it in this dish right here. All right, guys, nice cooking with you. We'll see you on the next round.